Okay.
The what?
Perfect weapon intro. What is going on, everybody? It is Ian and Victoria here from RadioActive, and we're coming at you with a RadioActive game night episode. So today, Ian and I will be doing 2 truths and 1 lie. And I'm very excited about this because I'm kind of scared actually because I'm gullible as well as you, so this should be fun.
Yeah, my buddy Michael, growing up, he always poked at my funny bone and led me to believe I was gullible, which, if I'm being honest, I am.
Did you know your ceiling's purple?
Stop it. Stop it.
Do you want to go first with your 2 truths, or do you want me to start it
I
off?
think you should go first.
Okay. Truth or lie 1. Lie or truth 1. Do you know? No, you don't. Ready.
Okay, go.
I once broke my foot when I was younger. Specifically the age of 12. When I was in grade 6, I punched a kid in my class and full on knocked him out. And I also played on stage with a band called The Wild back in 2019. I played guitar.
Wait, am I supposed to guess?
Yeah, you gotta pick. What do you think
All
the
right,
lie
so
is?
here's the thing. I know for a fact that the second one is true because you have told me this story before.
Is it though?
I remember it like it was yesterday. The
Do
kid
you?
was picking on somebody. I think they were picking on you or one of your friends, and you just hauled off and just smacked the shit out of them.
Yeah.
So that one's true.
Yeah.
Bob Saget. Okay, hold on a minute.
Do you need me to read them again? Do you remember?
No, I'm just trying to think.
Okay.
Uh, I could cheat
Don't cheat. Can't cheat.
because I could go on Instagram and see if you did in fact play with the Wild.
Did I post about it though? It's a real question.
I don't remember. But if I'm being honest, that does sound like something you would do. Um, I think you would have told me about breaking your foot because there's a lot about each other that we know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with breaking your foot at age 12 is a lie.
You are correct, and I did play with the Wild on stage back in 2019. Yeah. So, and I did not break my foot. I sprained my ankle 3 times within 3 months of each other. Almost broke it, but I didn't. So,
What were you doing?
well, okay, it started off, I got to school and I hopped off the last bus step, and there was a big stone, and I landed right on the stone, and the stone went like this, and my ankle full on bent sideways.
Ooh.
So then from that, a few weeks later, just not really taking care of it, because I'm like, oh, I'm good. You know, kids, right? They hurt themselves and then they get up and just start running around.
That sounds like my dad more than it sounds like any kid I know because
So yeah, that's what happened. And I got up and I just went with it. I'm like, oh, I'm okay. I got home and it was kind of swollen, whatever. And then the second time, let me remember what happened that second time. I think I was just walking and it gave out and it just went again. So that time I went to the hospital because it swelled up about this much around my ankle. It was like a big balloon and I thought I broke it. So we went to the hospital and they took x-rays, and apparently I was this close to tearing everything off of the bone. So
Jesus,
yeah, I let that
dude.
heal a bit longer, and then the following fall for school, I went to go pick up a football or something. I just twisted it weird and I sprained it again. So I got a weird bump, weird ball on the top of my my foot. So yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, that happens. And I'm not showing anyone my gibbled foot because some people like feet.
Okay, you know what? What's one of the rules on the show, Victoria? What's the
Sorry.
first rule?
Kindness.
Oh, I was gonna say we don't kink shame on
Oh,
RadioActive.
I mean, kind of the same deal. Just don't be an asshole.
Yeah, because some people lick buttholes,
That's true.
Victoria,
That's true. You can
and
like
I don't
feet.
shame it.
You can like feet. Anyone
Yeah.
watching this, you like feet. I prefer the dogs in, not out.
Well, some people like hands, and I mean that's understandable. I've never met a pair of hands I don't like because hands are pretty interesting.
Hands. Hands are cool. Just really anyone watching this, hands are really nice, but make sure you do proper hand care. Like make sure you clean underneath the fingernail, like keep yourself clean, you know?
Oh, my best friend Tyler, we call him Mitty, but my best friend is a welder, and I always see him like cleaning underneath his fingernails when I go over to his apartment, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And he's like, bro, I gotta get all my fingernails clean. I weld all day. There's like gunk that gets in there.
I totally understand. I work on a farm. I get dirt and grease and shit all up in there. But my nails are pretty short from playing guitar, so it's not hard to clean. But look at that.
Do you need
Beautiful.
to like keep your nails a certain length for playing guitar?
Yes, you do. So you need to keep them pretty much like where that, like the if you cut your nail too short and you see that line where they usually
Yeah.
sit. So you want it just at that line. So it's not going
Hmm.
over. Because when you play guitar, you're playing right on the tops of your fingers, right on the
Yeah.
fingertip here. So when it pushes, you don't want the nail touching the fretboard. So my fingernails sit right there. That's how short.
They look nice.
Thank you. I try to keep them nice. And
Not to be weird, I don't mean to like look at your
no,
hands and
I
be
I
like,
totally get
oh.
it. Like when I see someone, I really admire when they have nice, clean hands. You know?
Okay. I can scratch my nose with my big toe. The oldest woman I ever went on a date with was 52.
Hmm.
I can lactate milk from my nipples.
Okay, I got this. I got this. So it's true that the oldest woman you went on a date with was 52. I know that. That's true.
Are you sure about that?
That's got to be true. That is true. You cannot lactate through your nipples. That's a lie. And that leaves you being able to scratch your nose with your big toe as a truth.
You are correct. And hey, you know what? It's kind of funny how that worked. We were both right because we remember telling these things to
Yeah,
each other.
really helps. I
And
just I just
okay, so
remember the 52-year-old because we were talking about that like the other day.
we were. All right, here, just to prove it to you really quick.
Okay, wait,
There you
wait,
go.
wait, wait, wait.
It's easy. There you go. See? I feel
Oh,
like anybody
the
could do that.
smell. If anyone wants to buy these shoes from me, by the way, you can buy them because they are smelly. I don't think I can wear them anymore.
Just because they smell?
Yeah. Well, and they're getting kind of like worn out and stuff. But if anyone wants to buy, because one day I'm going to be famous. So if you want to buy these from me and store them and maybe sell them for a higher price when I'm famous, this is your chance to get these Vans.
You know what you could do? You could do there's this they did a remake of Friday the 13th. Like way back when. They did a remake in 2009, I think. One of the scenes is all the kids getting hammered, right? As typically that's how horror movies start.
Mm-hmm.
And this kid pours a beer in his shoe and he drinks it and everyone's
Oh,
just like,
that's
"Ugh."
gross. That is
I
nasty.
would never do that unless it's like a brand new pair of shoes.
Oh
I
yeah.
couldn't do it.
I'm never doing that. Gross.
There's some things that I would do, and there are some things I simply would not do. That is one of them.
Yeah, unless it was a new shoe, I even then I'd be iffy about doing it, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it.
So you are correct. She was 52. You know what? In hindsight, Victoria, I'm going to be completely honest. She could very well have been lying about her age. Because, okay, so I'm going to tell this story for the audience because they probably don't know. So last year, I recently just moved back into my mom and dad's back in Oakville, Missouri. So prior to that, my roommate and I were celebrating. We just signed the lease, put the deposit down. We were moving in July. So we're like, dude, let's go have a beer and celebrate. So there we were. We're just talking, hanging out, having a drink. And this really good looking chick comes walking in. And she goes in through the door. And I'm kind of like, okay, I'm gonna be honest, I was rubbernecking, okay? I was checking her out and she sat down and my roommate goes, dude, just go talk to her. What's the harm? And I'm like, you know what? Why not? So I finished off my beer, I got up and I walked over and I introduced myself and we were talking and she goes, well, I want to be perfectly clear about something. I am 34. And I'm like, I'm 23. That's yeah, why not? So finally, we get to talking, and I'm like, yeah, she seems really cool. I want to take her on a date. So I pick her up one night, which in itself was kind of a red flag because if you're 34, you should be able to drive. I'm not dogging anybody that doesn't drive. Understandably, I mean, some people just can't drive. But like, if you work, you go to school and you know, do the things that
You gotta drive.
people yeah, you got to drive. Like if you're medically like I don't want to say handicapped, but I mean if you have a
If there
medical
are underlying conditions that you can't.
yeah, I understand that. I would completely understand that. But like, dude, I just anyway, that's beside the point. Point is, I pick her up and we get in the car, we're going, and we get to the I shit you not, Victoria, we get to the first stoplight and she looks over at me and she goes, I had to tell you something, Ian. And I'm like, oh no, what is it? And she goes, I lied about my age. And I'm like, there's another red flag, but all right, I'll bite. So I just kind of looked at her and I go, would you be offended if I asked how old you are? And she goes, I'll be 52 in a few weeks. And I'm at the stoplight, right? I haven't turned, my blinker's on. I'm just sitting there. And I'm just thinking to myself, what the hell do I do? And in hindsight, I thought this would be a great story to tell later on in life. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for it. Worst kisser in the world, by the way. She did not know what she was doing, which at 52, you think you'd have a system down?
You think you'd figure it out.
No, absolutely not.
Well, hey, you live and learn. I'm not shaming anyone that goes out with someone like double their age. But it
I'm
ain't
not
for me.
either.
It ain't for me. Okay. When I was younger, probably about 8, 9, 10, around that age, I don't remember exactly how old, we went fishing. We were on the boat, and of course, as a 9-year-old, they don't think to pee before they go on the boat. So we were in the middle of the water, and I had to pee. So I went off the little boat steps and I peed in the water. After that, I grabbed my fishing rod and continued fishing. I casted it right where I peed. I kid you not, 30 seconds, I had a fish on my line where I peed. The fish must have liked the smell of my pee and came up towards it, and I caught it. So that happened. Believe it or not. I have had a long time rivalry going with a teacher at my old school since grade 8. And I'm talking like side comments made to each other, side eyes, just absolute hatred for one another for what God knows what reason. I don't know why, but it's a thing. It's been a thing since grade 8. I see her in town occasionally and we just ignore each other. She pretends she doesn't see me. I pretend I don't see her. We don't hold the door for each other. Like it's a hardcore rivalry. Okay? Most of you know I used to have a WWE belt hanging here. I do not anymore, but I'm a big wrestling fan. So in 2019, we went to Toronto and we went to a major WWE pay-per-view, SummerSlam.
All right, let me think about this for a second.
That's a lot of information to get in a minute.
I think the first one is incorrect. You didn't do it.
The one about me peeing in the water?
Yes.
Do I tell you right now if it's true or not?
Yes.
That is true. I didn't. That indeed was a real event that happened. I have a
Damn.
photo somewhere of me holding the fish. It indeed happened.
So is the teacher one to lie?
No, that is correct as well.
Nice. That's so funny. I love that for you.
Yeah. So I've never attended a major WWE event yet.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so I still continue to have a long time rivalry with my old school teacher that taught me grade 8. Being that I live in a small town, anyone that watches this that I know is going to know exactly who it is because it's a well-known thing that we don't like each other. People make fun of it all the time.
Here we go. Okay. So I have met the voice actor who plays Patrick Star on SpongeBob at a convention in St. Louis called Fan Expo.
Okay.
In high school, I played not only the trumpet, but the baritone as well. A baritone is like a baby tuba, if you want to like Google it. It's like there are two variations, a marching baritone and a concert baritone. Okay. And number 3, in total, in my lifetime, my mother and father have brought home 3 dogs for me. Dylan, Ricky, and Molly.
Oh goodness. Okay, I'm gonna say, um, the second one with the trumpet and baritone. I'm gonna say that's true. Am I right?
You're saying that's true?
Yeah.
You are correct.
Okay, that's true. I'm going to say, were these dogs? Are they littler dogs? Big dogs?
Yeah, most of them are little.
Little dogs. Okay, okay.
Little in this scenario. That may or may not be true.
Did you have these dogs all like did you have one and then another and then they were like under the same roof, or did one die then you got another one and then another one?
One died, then we got the other, and then the other died, and then we got the other. Hypothetically.
Okay, that's a lie and you met Patrick Star.
You are incorrect.
Oh damn, I was really gonna be like, you're lying about Patrick Star.
No, I'm not. Well, I am lying about Patrick Star.
Yeah.
I am lying about Patrick Star. So it wasn't Patrick. It was Squidward Tentacles.
You
It
met
was
the voice of Squid.
I did. I met the voice of Squidward Tentacles at Fan Expo St. Louis. But yes, you are correct. Or I was right in saying that Dylan, Ricky, and Molly,
Yes.
they were all 2 were beagles and 1 was a bloodhound. 1 died, then we got the other. That one died, then we got the other. And Molly is still alive.
See, I wasn't sure because I know little dogs don't have like the biggest lifespan.
Yeah.
And I know that you're not that old, so I wasn't sure about that. Okay, I'm so jealous you met Squidward.
He's exactly who you think he'd be, too. I mean, he's just so.
I gotta watch out for the Fan Expo in Saskatoon because if
You should. Dude, it's so cool.
well, I think that wraps up our Two Truths and a Lie Radioactive Game Night episode. I guess this is kind of like this is our introduction game night episode.
Haven't we? Didn't we do? What do we do? Did we do Bean Boozled?
We did, but that wasn't listed under game night. This is a whole new world.
So I guess we. Yeah. Okay.
This
Yeah,
is
game night.
Radioactive Game Night.
Check this out, guys. Stay tuned because we've got some really cool shit coming up. We are trying to get Andy Biersack on Radioactive, and I have a plan for part 3. We've done 2 parts so far, but I've been kind of playing with this idea in my head, and with the help of Victoria Para, my friend Mary, and my friend Gracie, I think we're gonna make it happen.
It's gonna be a super cool idea. So everyone, you better go follow us, or else you are going to miss out big time.
Yeah, I'll karate kick you and scratch your nose with my big toe.
Ian's gonna come after you with his feet if you don't follow us. So you better follow us. Thank you
Yeah.
everyone for joining us today. Stay tuned for more content. We will see you next time.